Hello and welcome to Sydney, Australia and the Halo World Championship Tour. Today, 6 of the best Halo 5 Guardian teams from across Australia and New Zealand will compete in their regional final. On the line is one of only 2 ANZ spots in the 2016 Halo World Championships. An opportunity to go up against the best from the rest of the world and a shot at part of that $2 million prize pools. 6 teams are competing here today, but by the end, only 2 will remain. Who will it be? There is only one way to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Halo World Championship Tour Sydney, and your commentators for game number 1 are in Maniac and Wrath.
Thank you very much, Sandman. We're here, Wrath. We've finally made it to the ANZ Regional Final. I'm, of course, in Maniac, and we have the pleasure of bringing you a whole lot of Halo action today. Wrath, first of all, let's go through our feelings, because I like to talk about the emotions that we have. I'm a very open guy. And I'll tell you, excitement is the first one that comes to mind.
Excitement, a little bit of sadness, overwhelming joy, and just the tiniest bit of hope for just all the teams involved here today to make it to what is going to be, historically, the biggest Halo tournament of anyone's lives.
It's amazing stuff. The Halo World Championship will bring together 16 of the best teams around the world for the grand final, where they will play out for over $2 million in prize money. That is absolutely nuts. That is a whole lot of rec packs, which will, of course, build up the next prize pool, no doubt. Repeat the cycle, I say. Of course, though, it's only going to be 2 teams representing the ANZ region, Wrath, and that's the teams that we're going to be finding out today.
It is indeed, and boy, look at these teams. This is how we got here. This is actually ANZ Qualifier 1. So there's a lot of history here. There's a hell of a lot of storytelling to do. So as you can see, Team Immunity in the top left-hand corner for the quarterfinals taking
the
down
favourites, right?
The faves. They're the regional favourites, and everyone's put their money on to win this one. But as you can see, they have a very sort of comfortable walk through the brackets. 2-0 against X and Y, 3-0 against Nuke and Pave, another veteran team from the ANZ scene. And then in the finals, well, that's where the change happened. That's where the upset began.
And that's, of course, where we saw Citadel taking out online qualifier number 1, clutching the first spot here to the ANZ Regional Final in Sydney, Australia. Moving on to qualifier number 2 is where Immunity got their comeback. They smashed through the entire bracket. As you can see, a 2-0, a 3-0, and the final continuing that sweep, a 3-0. Immunity gets that second place here into the ANZ Regional Final. Third, of course, though, Wrath, we saw the team of Authority taking that spot in ANZ Qualifier Cup number 3. Then the 4th qualifier is where we had 2 teams come through, mixing things up a little bit, and what a series that one was.
Oh, it was absolutely nail-biting. We saw Exile 5 and Prime going through, 2 teams who had come so close before in the previous qualifiers. This one was almost their last chance to get a shot at potential Halo World Championship glory. And as we saw in there, of course, in Qualifier Cup number 3, Authority went through, but the nail-biting series that went down in Cup number 4, we saw there, see Exile 5 going up 3-0 against Prime, but that doesn't tell the whole story. It was a very close series, full of tears.
Indeed it was. It's going to be pretty intense to see these guys play it out today. Of course, they are going to be, I believe, in separate pools in this one, but we'll go through that in just a second as we talk about the format. Wrath, these teams, we have 6 of the best. We just saw 5 that came through the online qualifiers. And then, of course, we had the 6th team as well. Team Rain, repping New Zealand, coming out of the Adversity Gaming LAN. They are definitely a dark horse here. Very underestimated team. We'll see and hope how they will hopefully put up the fight against these 5 teams that qualify before them. But as you can see here on your screen, the format for the Halo World Championship Tour Sydney will be 6 teams qualified from online qualifiers. It was actually 5 and 1 from that land. 6 teams split into 2 groups of 3, Group A and Group B. Each team plays all other teams in their group in a best of 3. Top 2 teams from each group advanced to a single elimination bracket. So that's pretty intense right there. 4 teams. That means essentially we're straight into a semi-finals. And then that's, of course, a best of 7 single elimination bracket. But you know what's crazy about that? Get into the bracket, win 1 series, there's your ticket. You're going to the US for the Halo World Champs.
See you later. That's it done. It's amazing to think that those guys have only got to win 3 potential series to make it to the US, or
insanity,
to make
right?
it to the World Champs final. Excuse me. We don't actually know where it is just yet, but that is unparalleled. I mean, when you think of it like that, it doesn't seem so bad. But the mountain that these guys have got to climb playing against one another. They've been scrimming today, this morning. They've been scrimming yesterday, and my God, the games are as tight as they come.
It's going to be tough. Obviously, two groups there. Group A is made up of Authority, Prime, and Citadel. Arguably the group of death right there. But at Group B, you've got Team Exile 5, Immunity, and then, of course, Rain, who might be hopefully surprising, guys. I believe we're going to be seeing, of course, these guys playing for quite a little bit of money here for the ANZ Regional Final. $7,500 for first place. Then, of course, $5,000 for second. Not to understate that little bit on the right-hand side. They, of course, qualify for the World Finals. And then third and fourth will get $1,250 respectively. Fifth and sixth, well, you get a trip here to sunny Sydney, Australia, and play this amazing game here on this land server we've got.
Amazing.
Oh, it's so
amazing. We had the pleasure of
Love
enjoying
me some Halo 5 Guardians on land.
It was incredible. We got the pleasure of enjoying a little bit yesterday, and it's very crisp, very clean. The players are extremely happy with how it plays out, and hopefully that allows us to give the most fair and just LAN experience that these guys can have.
Definitely, and if they get through to the World Finals, two teams will be playing for over $2 million. You can see there on your screen. First place, just a casual $800,000. That is the current prize pool. As we know, the Halo World Championship prize pool has been growing since its inception. $1 million to 1.5 to 1.7, now at $2 million. Contributed mostly by myself and Wrath Rec Packs, I think. That will only grow, and I hope to see a $1 million first place prize by the time we get to Halo World Champs. We'll just have to wait and see. So we've talked about the groups that we'll be seeing today, Wrath. They're obviously going to be fighting for the top two spots in their groups to go through to the single elimination bracket. Now, those of you playing at home might be wondering how today will go down. Well, let me tell you, we'll have a look at the schedule for today. Up first, we're going to be having our Group A Match 1, Authority versus Prime. Then, of course, Immunity versus Rain. It's going to be a tough fight there for Rain, but hopefully they can stick it to Immunity. That's in their Group B, Match 2. Then back to Group A, Match 3, Prime versus Citadel.
That is going to be an absolute slobber knocker to watch. And there we go. As soon as the group stages are finished, stage 2 begins. In which case, we only get one semi-final, and then another one shortly after that. And then before you know it, grand finals, where we'll be watching the duke out for the cash prize, because of course both those teams will have already qualified.
Please join the conversation on Twitter with that hashtag HaloWC. Tweet at Halo with all of your thoughts of the Halo World Championship so far. Maybe tweet us with a few predictions and what you think will happen today. Look, I mean, we've got a few predictions of our own. We'll go through that in a sec, but we did just mention our first game. Let's have a quick look at these lineups. You've got Authority versus Prime. It's going to be Prime on top there. Junior, Slays, Dino, and Zed. Now, we saw Prime come through the 4th online qualifier. They lost out to Authority in the 3rd, but something to note here is that since Prime made the switch from Dark to Junior, they have not dropped a map to anyone bar Immunity. This squad is looking tough.
That's a hot squad right there. And coming in the blue corner at a combined weight of 1.8 tons, that is, of course, their Spartans. We've got Flex Reigns, Daz Star, Pip, and Woggy. Now, Pip, some of you may remember Pip. He's infamous no-scope, heard around the world, hashtag pray for Pip, where he was, his team were eliminated, I believe, in Qualifier Cup number 2 by the team we now call Exile 5. He is a bit of a superstar here in the ANZ region for all the wrong reasons. But regardless, look at that. His team has made it all the way.
Yeah, Pip on the far side of your screen right there, you know, getting into it. They're talking about their strategies coming into the game. And on the other side, we will, of course, have Prime here set up in this awesome venue we've got here at ATP, live from Sydney, Australia. These guys, they are pumped and ready to go. I can't wait for all of the action. Just as a quick recap, guys, in the group stage, it will be a best of 3. Up first, it will be a Strongholds Plaza, followed by a Team Slayer on Truth, and if we get to it, a Capture the Flag on Coliseum. Look, Wrath, tell us, first of all, both of these teams we've got in front of us, 2 amazing teams coming out of Group A, or if they get out of Group A. Strong teams. We've seen them online. They come through great. Authority from the 3rd online qualifier. Prime qualified in the 4th along with Exile 5. I think we're going to have a real nail-biter to start things off.
Game 1 is definitely going to be a nail-biter. These 2 teams are potential favourites going into this tournament. And here we go. Let's kick this one off bright and early. I think we're on board already with Dazstar. Of course, Strongholds on Plaza, one of my favorite game types of all time. Let's see how this one kicks off. Now, we're not quite sure what happened in the overshield there, but we're looking like an early nest capture here for Authority, but we'll see how it goes. Looks like a Camo player just got in his way there, but he's going to be surprised. Taking clean out there. 2 members down now for Authority. Let's see what Prime's up to now. Slay's doing his thing. He is going to be brought down there. Actually, excuse me, that is actually Zed. My apologies. We see Zed brought down there. Let's have another look here. Over on the other side, this is, of course, Slay's now bottom middle in control right now for Prime. Josh, this seems like quite a good start for them.
Yeah, it is a great start to them right now. They've got the first few points on the board. Only 40 seconds into the match, of course. But we're going to be seeing a nice challenge right here from Slays. Picks up one, switches that to that pistol. There was a player right down bottom there on that camo spawner, which of course we will be seeing in use, of course, in this game. Over here with Dazstar from Authority, they're going to be trying to bounce back in this one. They got a couple of points, they got control for a second, but of course we did see Prime bounce right back. Now Pip with that no-scope heard around the world from Bald onto him. We're going to be watching him off the spawn right here. That railgun is in play from Dino. We'll try and find that player in just a sec. You got Slays also picking up a kill right now. So that's Prime going ahead 13-2.
Great job there for Prime. And here comes that railgun. And oh, it looks like Dino deciding not to go for it there. But look at this map movement. He's in position now by the yard. He's doing everything he can to keep this one alive for his team. Let's have a look what Blue Team can do to respond here. I want to see what Pip does. I'm praying for Pip because this is where it happened. This is where the no-scope herd round the world took place on that staircase. And you can see he's taking a hell of a lot of pressure here from Prime. Prime coming out very, very strong early on, Josh. You see that map control right there for them. Already, look, so many players of Authority down. See one member alive here, Woggy. It looks like Woggy and another member is alive, doing what they can to hold on the nest. But look at that aggressive push there. Prime racing in there, Storm Rifle out, and well done Woggy managing to win that 1v1. Brings down Junior. He's definitely going to be trading out. He wants that. Here we go. There's another fight here down at the camo stairwell, and it looks like those nades are going to be holding them off. I like this play. He's preventing the flank from happening for his team while they capture nest. And there's the triple cap. Well done there to Authority. They're going to be able to get some points back on the board for their team.
But Woggy has run off right before Camo's due to spawn. Let's see if he goes back and picks it up. Dazstar's going to be there as well, and it is going to be picked up by Daz. Teammate there of Woggy for Authority will be following him as he takes control of Nest, or keeps control of Nest rather, as they have just gone from a triple cap to now having just Nest, as there was a huge push from Prime right there. You can see there, they know they're losing Nest, and Dazstar needs to make a move while he has that camo. Secures Nest once again, and they've also now secured bottom mid, which gives them control once again. But you can see there, Prime are not giving them an inch. They're coming back, but these guys from Authority actually doing a really great job of slaying them out.
They are doing a great job. Authority are keeping themselves alive in this in a very, very big way. The start was a little rocky, but now they seem to be coming back into it. Now, it's interesting to add, Josh, that on Prime, statistically, based on their performance in the online qualifiers, Strongholds is actually one of their stronger game types.
Well, there you go. We'll see how they actually go up against Authority. Like, they've got the lead, but Authority have done really well to come back in this one. 26-31. There's only 5 points separating these teams. Now a fight goes down over on Dip. Daz is going to pick up Dino, but of course, Junior coming in to clean that one up. You've got the hot 4 coming out of Pip in the background with that BR. Follows it up with 2. We need to jump over to Pip. See this guy. He's on fire right now. Goes for his 3rd kill right there. He's one shot. He's going to chase that one down for sure. Pip going strong. He might be punished for that aggressive push though, and indeed he will. Zed there gets the revenge for Prime, but that's not going to matter, Raph, because of course we see here now Authority with the lead, and they still have control of 2 of these strongholds.
Prime have not been able to make anything back after that initial triple cap. They seem to just be struggling on the back foot here of Authority, who just have been putting relentless pressure and aggression on them, strangling the life out of them, if you will. Let's see. I mean, this push here from Prime, this looks quite strong. I wouldn't mind seeing just how this one goes down. It looks like the members of Authority are still in control here. On board with Dino. Oh, excuse me, that is another member of Prime. We're going to jump back on a Dazstar and see how his team do. Look at that triple cap right there for Prime. They're still in this one, swinging back, just as we called it, Josh. The curse of the casters in effect already. Look at that score increasing there. Of course, double points there with all 3 strongholds in control. And there you see Daz picking up Slays. He's going to make that move on Nest, but he's going to be caught in the side here. Player, I believe he has camo coming in from the hotel there. Oh, that's a good play there. Look at that isolation, putting the truck in between himself and the camo player. And oh, look, Slays is going to get caught off guard there. Oh, gets the kill, but he does get brought down there. Great stuff from Authority.
Yeah, Dazstar gets dropped right there. We'll be watching him off the spawn as well, and see how he pushes out with the rest of Authority to try and regain control of the map. They do currently have 2 strongholds to their name, but Prime doing their best to answer back. There is a couple of players from Prime Prime getting control of bottom mid once again. As you can see there was Woggy pushing in, but he didn't get down there early enough. With that said, though, 3 players here. You got Daz Star, Flex Reigns, and I think there was one other player from Authority down there, possibly Pip, to retake control of bottom mid. Now they've got Yard, they've got mid at bottom mid, and what they'll do now, Miles, is they'll slay out Nest, force the spawn for Prime over into Yard, and just maintain control of bottom mid and Nest. See, they've now got the triple cap. They'll get some points here, and then they'll lose Yard, but that's not what they're going to be fussed about. They're still going to maintain control of bottom mid and Nest, and then just stop the spawners from Prime taking control of bottom mid or coming up the ramp from Tram into Nest. And you can see here, this is exactly what Daz is doing. He's holding the spawners back in Tram, not letting them come into either bottom mid or up to that Nest. And you can see here, he should be, if Flex goes down, which he looks like he might be in a second, if Flex goes down, you should see Daz go back towards Nest. But obviously, there's going to be a player taking him down too soon. So they did well to defend that one. And as you can see here, they've got the lead by 10 points. But Wrath, now you've got Prime coming back with a vengeance.
Oh, Prime are doing everything they can to come back here. Amazing stuff from Authority. Oh, and a big shotgun play from Pip there. He's going to be brought down. But look at the defensive capabilities right now of Authority. They've managed to hold off those assaults on bottom middle and on the Nest now for some time. And look at that score, 72-56. This one is already starting to develop a lead. Prime cannot seem to regain the initiative in this map. They're being pushed in a position now by Authority at every play. Look at this Junior being caught out in the middle of the map, but he's going to be brought down there. Well done. Great job there from Prime. I thought that was going to be the demise of Pip, and indeed it was. On board now with Dazstar, who is also going to be in the death screen. Let's find somebody who is, in fact, alive. There we go. Flex Reigns doing us proud. He's going to be grabbing that BRF spawn. But look at the flip. Already, triple cap for Prime. As soon as they got those kills, bottom middle was taken. They did everything they could to spread out quickly. And now, I like this play from Prime. They want that triple cap. They want to keep the score up, but looks like they spread themselves too thin, and already they've lost the Nest.
Prime needs to make sure they don't push too far into Yard, though. It's great to go for that triple cap, but they have to make sure that they don't let Authority spawn out. Flex Range just spawned down bottom train, so we know that they haven't done that quite yet. So Authority, they're not in the strongest position, but hopefully they can make a push out here. That was a great nade there. Follows it up with a almost a double kill. Woggy cleaning that one up, but look at the team shots coming out from these players. He gets stuck after death. It ain't gonna matter. Great pushback out there from Authority, but as you can see here, we're going to have only 1 point separating these things. Now you've got Prime tying things up, 78 points apiece, and now Prime have now retaken the lead. What a game we've got to start off the Halo World Championship Tour Sydney.
This is already so back and forth. Look at Prime now back in the lead. Although it may be small, this is the beginning of something very big for them. You saw that railgun in the hands of Prime, and they are making very, very good use of that right now. On board with Flex. Flex has got to do something very special here. He's going to be engaging somebody here at the cinema. He's going to get the win. We're going to see what else he can do. Woggy pushing in with him. There comes the attack from Prime. Zed's going to get him. And look at these assaults. Look at this assaults across the map. It doesn't look like anything's happening very big for Authority right now. There's a few of them are brought down. Let's see what Junior can do. Junior off spawn here. He's got to keep that Nest control for them. 91-78. The score is walking away. He's going to get the railgun. This is going to be big for them. This is a very big opportunity for them to start getting some kills. And there we go. See Flex getting brought down first and foremost. How many more will he get? Look at him hunting him down. Junior is a predator. Shots in the back. He's going to be caught out there and he's going down. But Josh, look at this score. 92-82.
We saw Authority get control of 2 strongholds for about 2 seconds before Prime came in, swept them up out of bottom mid, and now have retaken control. They only need 4 more points. Authority coming out of spawn in Tram. I don't think they're going to be able to make a move quick enough. They're challenging. You're going to have, I think those Slays dropping there. Zed is going to be trying to make a move as well. You can see there, they are going to take the victory though. Great stuff by Prime to answer back Authority. They had the lead there by about 20 points, if not more, but Prime came back. They moved better off the spawn and took control. Wrath, you can see there it's on your screen there. They're pretty happy to take out that first map. Obviously trying to set the tone for the remainder of the series. It is only best of 3, so then they have to take 1 more to take this series in the first match of our group stages. 100-82 the score. What'd you take away from that one? Because I saw a great match for both teams, and then Authority, unfortunately, just let it slip away at the end.
They let it slip away, but I still feel that Prime, that this is one of their favorite game types, and it really showed towards the end of the game. They were so composed. They maintained the control that they wanted to, and they ran the spawns in a way that they felt very, very comfortable in. And though we saw some really clutch power weapon kills, we saw Junior at the end with that railgun doing work for his team. Still, everyone played exceptionally well across the board. And this is for game 1. Holy moly! Is this a tournament already?
Yeah, it's amazing start right here. Look, what I saw very different between these teams, or the key difference for me, was definitely how they spawned out of yard when they've lost control, right? So time and time again, we saw Authority, once they've spawned in Tram, they'd work their way around upper stairs towards Nest. They'd try and get Nest control and then collapse in. That wasn't working for them, though, because obviously that allowed the guys from Prime, they were spawning over Cafe side rather than back towards Yard, because you've got still Authority, they're spawning out of Yard, going trying towards Nest, right? Prime is spawning across them over in Cafe. That means they've still got bottom control. Once they've slayed out the two players, the one or two players pushing towards Nest, they've now got control of those two again, bottom, mid, and Nest. And we know, of course, in Plaza, that's where you want to hold. You want to hold those two strongholds. What Prime did different when Authority had control is that rather pushing up towards Nest, they went bottom mid. They slayed out bottom mid and then tried to wrap around that way, and that seemed to work for them. Not only that, they also got much better control of the railgun, the power weapon on this map. Camo was a little bit split, but again, we saw Prime really utilize that a little bit more, and it really helped the railgun at the end from Junior for a couple of kills, but overall, just their placement and the way they pushed into an Authority-controlled map.
I think you're absolutely right, Josh. That was a very, very eloquently put.
Oh, thank you.
We're starting the day off very strong here. Now, again, exceptional stuff so far from these boys in red. Of course, Prime taking that one early on. Again, it was statistically, is their strongest game type from the online qualifier, and it really showed. They knew what they were doing there, Josh. And as you put very eloquently, that was a sort of a very controlled win to that game. There was no panic or fluster. There was no scrappy plays towards the end of that. It was pretty exciting stuff to kick this one off. Now, one thing I want to note: this is actually Pitperon's first LAN event, and he just went 20-17 in his first game on the main stage at the Halo World Championship Tour Sydney. I am actually very, very impressed.
The prayers are coming through for Pip, and
we've given him his
the mystical juju.
We've prayed for Pip and given him our energy.
Raise your hand. It's a shout out to our colleagues over in the Asia region. No, that was a great start for Pip and a great start for Authority overall. Unfortunately, they couldn't clutch that game. But moving into our next one, which will be a Team Slayer in Truth, this is going to be an interesting one because both teams are really great Slayers. But it should be noted one thing. Prime have stated that Regret Team Slayer is their worst map. Now, I realize we're on Truth, but Truth, it's structurally very similar to Regret. So I wonder if they still feel weaker on this map. Obviously different layout, but something still to note going into this one. On the other hand, you do have Authority. They're great Slayers. I think they can probably pull together on this one, but I want to start things off here with Prime. We're on with Junior, the latest addition to the squad, and no doubt the player that really helped Prime cement their placing in the 4th online qualifier and their spot here at the Halo World Championship Tour Sydney. He's actually going to be one of the first to drop, though. He had control of that sword. We'll see who took control of that camo, though. It might have been burnt off the start. I dare say it might have been someone here from Authority. As I've noted, they're now ahead 4-1 at the start of this one, and this is a great way to start. You've just lost a map, but catch your opponent off guard and really put pressure on, and there's no better way to do that than a 5-1, now 5-2 start.
It's a really, really strong start for Authority. It looks like, again, the thing that camo did come into play for them, and now they're very much milking it and seeing what's left of it. I'm going to jump on board with Flex, because I saw that sword in his hand, and those sword, I don't get too many kills with the sword in this game, but it is nonetheless a weapon. Oh, and he almost manages to get that one, but look at that, Slay's doing his thing, keeping himself alive. Let's jump on board with Slays and see how he's faring now after that engagement with the sword player. Look, the score is tiny. It's creeping up slowly but surely. 5-7. It seems like Authority, while they got that early lead, they're not doing too much now to cement that and keep that one running. But regardless of that, it looks like top control is in the hands of Prime right now, and they seem to have quite a few battle rifles on the map right now. That's going to definitely play into their favor early on, and I think it's something they should be keeping an eye on throughout the entire game.
Authority, yeah, you know, they had their groove at the start, but now Prime are really finding their footing. Prime, I would feel, are the stronger BR players out of these teams, and as we know here on Truth Slayer, as with a few other maps, of course, the BR is going to be spawning every 30 seconds, and once those BRs come up, and if Prime are able to stay alive for them, they're going to be getting more and more control of this map. You saw Slays get that beatdown before, and the killing spree. It was great stuff. We'll be now jumping over to Dazstar, who's going to be slaying out the player up top. They were down to a one-shot state, but Wrath, you can see here after a couple of minutes, there's only 2 points separating these teams, and now we've got a camo coming up, and Dazstar's in a great position from Authority to try and get control of that.
Oh, he's really trying to do everything he can to grab this one. This looks like a very, very difficult grab for him, though. His teammates are doing everything they can to help him, but look at that flank from Red Base. Prime, they know that camera's coming, and they do not want it to fall into the hands of Authority again, and it looks like Flex managed to grab that one, and here we go. Sneaky Beaver engaged. Looks like that. He's got his sights locked. He's going to get the back smack on Dino. He manages to land it, but there's 2 players, 3 players. He's going to be eliminated. He didn't get a kill. Unfortunate there for Flex Reigns. That looked like a perfect play for him, but he just didn't have the awareness. He got sandwiched big time.
He had tunnel vision on that player, and he didn't realize the situation he was in. He got punished for it. I feel that was a big mistake there, Wrath, and now they are behind as Prime have taken the lead by 2 kills. Big mistakes, I feel. Hopefully, we'll see them shake it off and come back here. We are going to be on board with Junior, though, here from Prime. He does get the assist there and helps Zed to take down Pip. They're still going to be in the front by now 3 points. Authority are going to be caught off guard. Plasma Caster, the power weapon on this map. A few teams don't really touch it. But of course, Prime going to do their best to utilize that. Junior did what he could, but unfortunately, he just played a distraction card, really. Slays, though, has been going nuts. He's got kills, he's got assists, he's doing everything for the squad. I can't wait to see our scoreboard at the end, because no doubt that he's been going huge.
23-17, I'm very impressed at how this game has turned out so far. Look at this, Prime, they're getting into their groove. You can see how they're playing this one out. They're moving very well. The flanks are they're on point right now, and you can see, I want to have a look at Zed. Zed right now, he's got one of my favorite weapons of all time, the Storm Rifle, 25-19, as we said. You can see Zed's face in the corner there. That man is focused. That man wants this win. Early on in this tournament, if you're going to pull these wins out, especially in this group, which we have dubbed officially the Group of Death, this is exactly how you want it to run down. And look at that score, developing slowly but surely, 27-19. I don't think anything can stop Prime right now, and making that call early on. Prime to take the series. Wrath's crazy prediction #1. This early on, Josh, I'm owning it. I'm taking it.
Well, it might just happen. They're ahead right here, 29-21, and they're getting control of Pink, which at this time in your map you really want to do, because of course they're going to go for camo control. We'll have to jump over to Zed once again, as we just saw Dino slay out right there, and see if he does get control of this camo. Look, no one here from Authority to challenge. Prime just did great work there. Zed leading the charge, of course, getting the camo. He had awesome moves with that BR, but they're just going to catch Authority off guard. These guys are scrambling. They were slayed out. They didn't have a chance to even go for this camo. Zed, he needs to stay alive right here and really utilize his camo. There's I think it's a minute of camo, so I think they're going to try their best to utilize that as best as they can. Zed, of course, we just saw unfortunately taken down, but he was still able to get 1 or 2 kills and some vital assists, which of course has just cemented the lead here for Prime. 36-24, considering Authority got the jump of the start. This is a great comeback for Prime, and I would be very surprised if we saw them slip up here this late in the game.
I think you're absolutely right, Josh. 38-25 is a very big lead to have at this stage of the game, and I think this shows Prime as a team, although they've only made one change at the stage in the qualifier, so you can tell that these guys, they've got a lot of experience together as a team. There's a lot of consistency. They have a kind of endurance mentally as a 4, and although making a team change can be a deficit to your chemistry as a team, but it just seems like adding Junior to this lineup was one of the best things they could have done for their team. No offense to Dark, nothing but love for him. He is of course here in the tournament, but boy, is this Prime lineup stronger with him involved. Slays back into the game. Slays now, he's going to be doing what he can to defend Red Base, but he's going to get absolutely slaughtered there. Let's have a look at the man himself, Junior. He's under a bit of pressure, but I want to see how he plays. Yeah,
I mean, let's watch him right now. Junior is a very old school player, goes way back to the Halo 2 days. He and his brother used to play all the time. Used to go by Teddy Joe Jr., his brother Teddy Joe. They've got a wealth of experience and Halo knowledge between them. And of course, Junior was the X Factor coming onto Prime. They lost out in that qualifier #3, but with Junior, they haven't lost a map to anyone other than Immunity. And of course, they dominated in qualifier #4, where I do believe they beat out Exile 5. But Exile 5, with second place, still got that 5th and last online qualifier spot. Rain, of course, rounding out the 6th with the AVT qualifier. So Junior and the rest of Prime, so much experience, a lot of Halo skill between them. With all of that said, Wrath, Authority have made a little bit of a comeback, but with Prime only 7 kills away from victory, I still think they've got this one.
It seems like Authority don't have enough gas in the tank to keep the momentum up right now. You saw a few kills there, and then they have fell off the gas a little bit, and now they're pushing back into it, 45-37 right now. Again, it just seems to be rolling slowly for them. They don't quite have enough pace to get out of this one, and it seems that Prime definitely in more favorable positions, and Dino almost managed to get that kill there. Let's jump on board with somebody from Blue and see how they're responding to this onslaught right now. Pink 2 control, of course, he is going to abandon that. Oh, nice use of the stabilizer to keep himself exposed there. He's going to take a lot of shots because you're on land now, son. Those shots are going to be coming thick and fast from everywhere. 5 kill difference right now. We are very much in the business end of this game, and it looks like Prime might be walking away with this one, 46 to 41. This is a very slow and steady crumble at the moment. It seems to be, yeah, we're going to be rolling on board still with Pip. We have nothing more to give them. I think Pip, for the guys on Authority, this seems to be just, it seems to be the end of days for them. I don't think there's too much they can do at this stage. They fought valiantly, but it looks like Truth TS is definitely going to be falling into Prime's hand, unless a miracle happens, Josh. And let's face it, crazier things have happened.
We've seen crazier things happen, but 49-43 is now your score. Can they get 7 in place of the 1? No, they can't. Authority is taken down, and Prime will be taking out series number 1 here in Group A. They took out the Strongholds in a rather dominant fashion towards the end, and then we will, of course, be seeing Authority go down in that one. Great games between both of them, though, as you can see Prime go and shake hands there with Authority. Great sportsmanship seen by these teams. Prime must be feeling good, you know. They're up on our main stage first. They take the first series, and it was without dropping maps. So, solid start there by Prime.
Great start to them. This is exactly how you want to start the day. I mean, when I got to the venue this morning, a lot of the players come to me and they're like, dude, have you seen how stoked Prime are? They're feeling really good. They're looking really, really confident. And you know what, now I have to say, none of those players were liars who told me anything, because look at that, Prime 2-0 in a reasonably comfortable fashion. That last TS game, it felt a lot further than the score was. It didn't feel so tight. It didn't feel like they were under a lot of pressure. It felt like Prime were far more comfortable as BR and camo control was on point, and Authority they were just one step behind, and that really showed for them. It was a shame.
Things that get highlighted straight away to me is control of camo. You know, I bring up power-ups all of the time. And the two that we really noted there was definitely the use of the camo by, I believe, Zed towards the end. And he got 2 kills and at least 1 assist before dropping. Whereas we saw a player from Authority, they tried to get it, tried to go for a back smack, connected but didn't get the back smack, and then crushed by 3 players. Didn't even get 1 kill out of that camo. Now, don't mean to pick on that one play, because it was definitely more than that unfortunately led to the loss of Authority. But that's just an example of the kind of thing we saw continuously throughout the match. The engagements weren't in their favor. They didn't get ping control a lot, which of course led to a lack of camo control and a lack of height in the map, of course, because a lot of players will get on top of that pink area. Yeah, so in Prime, experience and shots just a little bit more on point today just seem to be the better team, at least in this series.
At least in this series. At least see a lot of bottom middle shuffles happening in that map. Maybe we'll see a change there in the later on during the day.
Hopefully we can. Of course, this is only Series 1 here of Group Play. We're going to be having Group B up next and a few highlights from that series. But before we do, we better go have a chat with the guys from Prime. So to do that, I'll hand it over to Sandman, who's with Zed.
Thank you very much, Maniac. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Zed from Prime, taking them down 2-0. How are you feeling after your very first game of the day?
Yeah, pretty good. It's good to start off, obviously, with a win. You don't want to come in and lose straight away. We started off a bit shaky, but you know, I suppose we pulled through and managed to get our stuff together. So,
how are you guys feeling after coming through on your qualifiers? Obviously, you played in qualifier number 2 with a slightly different team, went down to Team Immunity 3-1, came back in the final one, picked up XL5 3-1 in return. Are you feeling like the roster change you made and the team you got here is your best team that you can have?
Yeah, for sure. I think this is probably the best team we could have had going into the event. It was a bit dodgy waiting until the very last qualifier, obviously, to get through, which, you know, that was a bit nervy going through because we started, we had Dark initially. Yeah, and then we played the qualifier, but that obviously didn't work out, losing to Immunity in that first one. And we picked up Junior, and he's provided the goods so far.
Yeah, what does Junior bring to the team that you guys needed?
He brings a lot. He's got a steady head. He's got a lot of knowledge. He's played probably most game time out of anyone that I know personally. So he really knows what's going on in game. And yeah, he's played for a long time as well. Played for, I think, the longest on the team. So he brings a lot of experience and, you know, calm composure.
It always helps to have that, and especially when you come to something like a LAN, when you may not have had a chance to go to too many, you know, high-level LANs before. The Halo World Championships, obviously a huge deal for you guys. Do you think that today you have the chance to make it through?
Yeah, for sure. I think if we play our best, we can even win. We have really good days and some, you know, not so good days, but if we can get it to click, I think we have the slaying power to beat everyone else and, yeah, definitely put on a show.
Awesome. Well, so far, so good. You've taken down Authority. Next up, you are obviously going against Citadel. Now, this group has kind of been described as the group of death. If you come second in this group, you're up against potentially Team Immunity in the semi-finals, when we know now that Team Immunity has won their series, I believe, 2-0 already. So it makes that game against Citadel even more important. Are you guys, you think you're going to take out your group? Do you think you can take down Citadel?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think we can 2-0 them. And, I mean, Citadel's beaten Immunity before, so I don't see why they can't do it again.
Fair enough. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Thank you very much, Zed. I'm going to throw back to Josh over on the desk.
Thanks very much, Sam. And I think we can describe that with 3 words. Cool, calm, and collected. Zed obviously feeling comfortable after that win. Reserved kind of guy, but of course he's going to be bringing the fire a little bit later, no doubt, as we hit the bracket. But you can just see how relaxed they are. And, you know, obviously pointing out Junior as the X Factor there in that squad. I mean, they've got to be feeling good. They've got to be feeling good.
Got to be feeling good. There's no complaints there. You saw cool, calm, collected. Josh, I think he's pretty ready to go in the next game.
I think so. We pointed out Junior a couple of times, which I think is a great way to start off our highlights for this series. I mean, overall, these guys played amazing all together, but this was going to be Junior's double kill when he had control of that railgun. He picked up one, bottom mid. Yeah, get out of my face, son. See you later. That's one of many amazing plays we saw out of Junior out of that game, and the second, of course, as well.
Strong stuff there from Junior. Again, great defensive play, running bottom middle, railgun, power weapons, all important. These are keys to victory, guys.
I'd show you more. We'd go through more, except, you know, this is Group Play Series 1, and I want to get underway with Series number 2. Up next, we will be jumping over to our Group B matchup, which, of course, is going to be Team Immunity, one of the favorites, if not the favorite here at the Halo World Championship Tour, up against the dark horse of Team Rain, the qualified team that came out of the Adversity Gaming Land in Auckland, New Zealand last weekend. It's going to be a great matchup, guys. Please make sure you join the conversation on Twitter with that hashtag HaloWC. This is the ANZ Regional Final for the Halo World Championship. We'll be back right after this.